What? I was doing all that talking and I had it muted. Oh my gosh. What's up, guys? This is Avery Woodley. I am your host. Welcome to Sameteam Sundays. I was letting you guys know that I have had a crazy day and I literally just ran and jumped on the camera because I was still doing stuff. So I'm very casual today. You may hear some noise going on in the background because we're still moving around and all of that. Let me know how you guys are doing. Also, as far as the topic for today, it's going to be a good one. And I had some people comment on my Instagram earlier this week, and they're like, you were definitely opening up Pandora's box. And I was like, for sure. So, hey, the conversations have to be uncomfortable because they are real. That's how we're going to get the change and, get this healing process going and bringing men and women together. Same team. That's what we're all about. So let me know how you guys are doing. Can you guys hear me now? Let me know. If you can hear me, give a thumbs up and all of that. Just to make sure. I think you can. Yes. Okay, good. All right, you can hear me. Sorry about that, guys. I told you, I ran in here. I was like, oh, crap. It's 7:00. And I was just talking and I didn't even unmute it. But hey, I'm still new to this. All right. So that's it. That's why you're not getting any intros. Like I said, no intros. I'm the bells and whistles. I don't have any music or any fun little noises to make yet. So that's about that. Oh, really quick, to support, you guys will see it down below. Cash App, PayPal. We will do a lot of discussions with this topic. I definitely want to hear from you all. I want to hear your feedback, your personal stories. So go ahead and use that super chat function. I will be checking the chat a lot and trying to read it and keep up. I don't even think we have it in slow mode. So whatever I can see, I'll try to I'll try to catch it, but I will take time to read the chat and to respond back to you guys. If you guys have joined me for any other, if you guys have, sorry, they're sending me a note. So if you guys have joined me for any other lives, there's only been 2 other same team ones. You guys know that we do a little team check-in before, and we will do that this time. But I really want to get into this topic because there is a lot to cover. All right, as far as women who keep the father from the kid or kids based on their own selfish reasons. Okay, they need to get up out of their feelings, and that's just, it is what it is. I've had a lot of comments like, well, what about men? Men do it as well, and I will get to that. But normally, the women are the natural nurturers and caregivers. So when it comes to single parent households or the primary caregiver, a lot of times it is the woman. If it was reversed, then we would hear probably more stories of men who are, being petty or spiteful and trying to interfere with the relationship with the mother. But normally it is the woman, okay? And this is with good parents. So I want to lay that groundwork right now. I am not talking about you keeping away, a parent who is toxic, as physical abuse, drug abuse, and all that kind of stuff. You have the course for that. What I'm talking about, when you have a good parent, okay, a parent who wants to be there and support the child emotionally, physically, spiritually, socially, and all of that, a parent who wants to be active, a parent who wants to work with you, and you interfere in that and you stop it just because of your feelings, I'm talking about you, okay? I am talking about you. That's what this is. So don't say, well, they were bad or they were abusive. I'm not talking about that. These are good parents. These are good parents. And the only reason that their relationship is strained is because of you being bitter, petty, manipulative, angry, and all that kind of stuff. All right. So how are you all doing? Oh, you love my hairstyle. Thank you. Okay. So it's still, look at my little parts. I'm still getting used to it. This is my first time having, braids. I've had the faux locks, which I usually keep. If you guys have seen any of my other pictures, I have a lot of hair, but I don't like combing my hair. And then being in the gym and working out and being busy with the kids, it's easier for me to have a protective style. So this is new for me. I've always hid behind my hair for years. I feel like my face is really big and exposed, and you can see all my features and my dad's little, African mixed up nose. I got that going on. You can see that as well. But yes, I am doing good. How are you guys doing? Let me know how you're doing. And then just let me know what's going on. Because I want to start, we're really going to start this topic soon. And like I said, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Okay. And yes, another thing is when people are like, oh, well, what about, here we go again. What about the men? It's not, I'm going to get to that. But with this, it really is the majority of women who do this. I'm not saying that there are not fathers who interfere, with the parents' relationship, the mother's relationship with the children. But when it comes down to the stats, more than likely it is the women. All right. How tall am I? I am about 5'8". Yes, I'm about 5'8". How tall are you? I'll give you guys everything. I'm about 5'8". I am maybe 145. I'm looking over. I'm like, I'm always trying to make myself a little bit bigger and thicker. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm about 145 and I'm like, yeah, 5'8". All right. Okay, so let's get into it. You guys, I am sharing my screen with you all. You're going to see, I'll press play and I'll stop it. I have a few quotes and topics up for that will go into the topic as far as, like I said, mothers who prevent the father from being in the child's life, or they limit their time as far as them, being active, parents and building a relationship. So you will see me slide through those and kind of go back. And I also have a couple of comments from people who wrote me on social media about their experience and what they believe. And I wanted to share those with you as well. Okay. Yes, they don't understand that it affects the child at all. Okay. So, and like I said, we are going to skip. I don't want to skip this, but go ahead and let me know. Comment. Let me know how you guys are doing mentally. Have you guys been working out? Are you taking care of yourselves physically? We're going to go through this part kind of fast because, like I said, I do want to get to this topic because I want us to have a lot of feedback and dialogue when it comes to this without me just, just talking. Okay. We need more women to speak against Kevin Samuels haters. You know what? I don't think it's just that women necessarily, so we can do this little small talk right now. I don't think it's necessarily that women just hate Kevin Samuels. It's just that a lot of women, here I go, about to get in trouble. A lot of women do not like to hear the truth. Okay. We don't like to hear it. And I've talked about this a lot. We automatically go on the defense. We deflect. We do not like to hear the truth. We don't like to hear it. So if we hear from a man like Kevin Samuels, then we're going to pick him apart. But then obviously, if you hear from somebody like me, they're going to pick me apart as well. So what it comes down to it is that, oh, my earring came out. If it's a woman who's uncomfortable, she just doesn't want to, who's uncomfortable where she is and who doesn't want to face her truth, or who's still hurt or still bitter, or the victim mindset, the wounded woman, they're going to take offense to anything. Like with me, it's like, oh, well, you were married to this person, or, oh, are you even married now? And all that kind of stuff. Same old, same old. So it's like, they're either going to have to get with it or they're just going to stay the same. And that's what it comes down to. Like we get to a point in our lives where you either stay the same or you change. That's it. You either put in the work or you don't. And then they're going to be sitting up, singing another sad love song, having all these victim pity parties. And that's all they do. And then they come and attack people like me or Kevin Samuels or any of the other people who are out there trying to use their voice to speak the truth. And if they really understood this, like, yes, my audience, I am here for men and I am here for women, but I am all for women becoming whole. Okay. That's what I want. That is my passion. My passion is for women to heal, to face themselves, and to become whole women and become the women they were created to be. So even though I'm speaking, it seems like I'm speaking to men, but I'm really speaking to those women. If they understand what I'm trying to do, it's all out of love. And I'm not speaking on anything that I haven't been through or experienced. And that's what I'm saying. It was tough for me. I battled and fought for years on changing myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was hard holding yourself accountable. So, the self-reflection, all of that is painful, but it's a necessary process if you want to grow and if you want to become the person you're created to be. You have to do it. You got to do it. Or like I said, they'll be sitting up miserable. And it's those same women that you always see like this. They always look like they're smelling something and they're angry. They'll never really be in any healthy relationships. All the women around them are the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's detrimental. And then their kids, they raise daughters like that. And then if they have sons, their sons are like, wait a minute, I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be with a woman like that that's always angry and upset for no reason. Somebody said, every time a woman tells him, I feel like I know it's about to go off the rails. For sure. That is exactly what we do. All right. So is everybody good? Everybody's good this Sunday? Let me know really quick. I don't want to skip that. You know, I am big. You know, mentally, if you were drained, if you were stressed, if just to the max, and if you feel like you're sleeping more than often, you're not eating, you're not exercising, you're not caring for yourself, it could be depression, it could be anything like that. Like I said, I am not a licensed psychiatrist. So go ahead and pick up that phone and call for help, okay? If you don't have a support system, reach out to a counselor or therapist and get that help, all right? Your mind is a terrible thing to waste. You only get one. And I always say you can buy a new body, but you cannot get a new mind, all right? No, the new accusation on Kevin Samuels, no, what is it? Before we get started, since we're just chatting, what is that? Wait a minute. Oh, I'm beautiful. A lot of them go with emotion and how they feel. Yes, yes, that is very true. And that's what I'm saying. I've done it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like during that whole process I'm every day I'm working on myself, but when I was really doing that like grunt work, that work that I had to put in, you know, that I'll never have to do, that turned over a new leaf, you get emotional, you get in your feelings, you don't want to deal with it or whatever, but all you're doing is hindering yourself and you're hurting the people, you know, and you're hurting the people around you. Okay, let me know about the Kevin Samuels accusation. I want to know what that's about. Oh, okay. I did hear that. And here's the thing, you guys. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It could be true or it might not be true. Hold on, let me switch my earring. You know, you can't see this earring. I want to see this hoop. Hold on. Just like tap into like that 90s kind of like poetic justice feel. But anytime they're probably gonna have accusations about me. Anytime people are speaking out on something, they want to throw stones at them. You know what I'm saying? And like the way I was raised, my dad always was like, don't judge anybody. You can get wisdom from, you know, the wino or from the drug addict on the corner or whatever. So here's the thing. He may have skeletons in his closet. He could possibly be a deadbeat dad, but some of the stuff that he speaks and a lot of it is true no matter what. So people need to decipher from that, because you also have pastors and other people who are on pulpits and they have a whole bunch of stuff going on behind closed scenes, but we praise them. It's about the message. You can't, no matter what he does, you really can't take away from the message. All right. Oh, they said it's his stepdaughter. Oh, of course they're going to run with it. They want to throw him under the bus because they want to take away the stuff that he speaks on, you know? That's exactly what they want to do. People, and that's, you know what, that's the thing. People are getting caught up. I'm reading you all's comments. People want to get caught up in that kind of mess to, like I said, take away from the message, but you can't take away from the message at all. Anybody can speak life and truth into you, and you have to be at a point where you can be mature and decipher and listen to it. People are so judgy. And when I get done with this session, get ready, because I'm about to be under attack. All right. All right, so let's get ready to open up Pandora's box. I wish I had a box in here. I should have got a box so I could open it, all right? And you guys know I have my notes, so I am not, you know, the ADD, I have to stay focused. I'm not being rude. I'm not looking at my phone, okay? So I am looking at my notes. So I asked the question, are you not letting him be a father because of your feelings, okay? So if you guys know anybody like this, or if you've experienced this, let me know. Get in that chat. Go ahead and hit the super chat function if you need me to see it. And also do not forget Cash App and PayPal for support. But if you know anybody like this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. All right. Or if you've experienced this yourself, give me a thumbs up. Or even if you are a product of a situation like this. Okay. So if you grew up in a situation where your mother or grandmother, whoever, kept you from your father or limited your relationship with your father, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I'm going to say hit the people. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read this. As a mother, how can you love your children unconditionally, okay? Because as a mother, well, as a parent, just in general, you're supposed to love your children unconditionally. If you can't put the need of the father, their need of a father, in front of your own personal hangups. True love is selfless and unconditional. And when it really exists, the heart does what's right no matter how hard it is, okay? So as a mother, you walk around, oh, I love my children. I'm going to get on those bombs too. Or, like, here I go. Always taking pictures of them, their outfits, all of this kind of stuff. So you rant and rave about how much you love your children and what a great mother you are. But you are sabotaging, behind the scenes, you are sabotaging their relationship with their father. And if you know the effects of that and how damaging it is to them, then that's not really love, okay? So really quick, and I wrote this. We're not going to act brand new, okay? I don't want to hear any cry me a rivers. I'm not patting anybody on the back. I'm not consoling anybody. If you do any of those things, okay, if you are sabotaging the relationship that your kids have with their father because of your own feelings, you are trifling. You are not a good mother and you are not a good woman, period, point blank. It is actually a form of child abuse. And here we go. This is if this is a good parent. If it's a good parent, if it is a good man, that is a blessing, because I know I used to train so many women and coach so many women who were single mothers, who were working and sacrificing, and they did have fathers, the fathers of their children were not around or were not active. They would kill to be able to have a good man that they could co-parent with. That does not mean you need to be in a relationship. It does not mean you even need to be friends, but you are a team. You laid down, you had a child with this person or children, and now you're supposed to set your feelings aside and work with them for the greater good of the child or whatever. And actually for you, because it's easier for you. You want to be able to raise good kids, okay? Trifling. Don't even worry about them. They can't call you ugly. But yeah, so that's what we're getting on to. And also, like I said, this is my public service announcement once again. You cannot call yourself a good mother or a good woman if you have a father who is there to support, to be loving, to offer emotional support, not just financial support. Oh, and really quick, if you get child support and you're taking money from this man, but you are also keeping him from his children, trifling. You were wrong for that. And I'm telling you right now, karma is so real, okay? It is going to come back on you like you wouldn't believe. God does not like ugly. And I know a lot of you are going to be watching this, and a lot of these ladies are like, oh, here she goes attacking women or anything like that. But like I said earlier when this started, when you look at the stats, okay, most mothers are the primary caregiver for children, okay? A lot, even if you don't go to the court system or whatever, a lot of mothers are the primary caregivers. So that means that the majority of you all are in control of the relationship that the child has with their father. And we are only talking about what we would consider good fathers, okay, or good parents in healthy relationships. We're not talking about people that were in abusive relationships, or, the father's moving around and doesn't have a place to keep the kids and they won't have a room or clothes or food or anything like that. We are talking good parents, good fathers who want to be involved, but what is stopping them is you. You are the problem, all right? So really quick, there are a lot of reasons why women do this, and really none of them honestly matter because they're all wrong, but I'm going to touch on some of them, all right? And if you guys know why women do this, go ahead and comment. So the first one is because you will also have women who are out of their feelings, who don't necessarily want to be with the man. And we're going to get to that. But first, we're going to talk about the women who are in their feelings. All right. So you feel bad. You're upset. You're bothered because the man, maybe he ended the relationship. Okay. And so because you're hurt by him or you're mad about that, then you then go and try to use the child as a weapon against the parent. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are using that child and their future and their relationship with their father, because it affects their future. You're using that as a weapon to get back at the other parent because he didn't want to be with you. Okay. So just in case you were a fatherless, you grew up as a woman and you were fatherless, I'm going to go ahead and tell you something that, because I wasn't, what my dad told me. He was like, look, if a man breaks your heart, there's nothing I can do about it. He said, that's a part of life. Okay. He's like, if he puts his hands on you, that's different. It's a part of life. Okay. Somebody may leave you. They may end the relationship. Okay. And they have a right to, whether it's right or wrong, whether you agree with it, They have a right to end the relationship. If a man ends the relationship, that does not mean hold his kids hostage from him. That does not mean that you then go and interfere with the relationship he wants to have with his children. Let me tell you, I'm going to keep stressing this. It is a blessing to have fathers who want to be in their children's life. It is a blessing for you to have that support, okay? It helps because then you don't have to do it all on your own. And not only that, as far as them getting the kids, but just emotional support. There's going to be times, we all know, when you raise kids and you're going to be baffled. You don't know if you're doing the right thing as a parent. And it helps to have that other person that you can go to and that you can talk to, all right? I'm giving my hand fingers, fix my life. Thank you. All right. So now here's another one. Maybe there never was a relationship. Maybe it was just a good time. Maybe it was something casual and the person ended up pregnant. And for whatever reason, they maybe, religious reasons or just personal beliefs, they didn't want to have an abortion. And even though they weren't together, so they went ahead and had the child. Okay. So maybe it was never a relationship there. But now you think that by having the child, it is going to keep that man and force him into a relationship with you. Here goes another thing. That is the oldest trick in the book. And it does not work, okay? This is something else my parents told me. They were like, you cannot trap a man. If you have a baby by somebody, that is not going to make them stay. You cannot keep anybody that does not want to be kept, okay? So now you're trying to use the child as a pawn. All right. Thank you, Mr. Nixon. All right. You're trying to use the child as a pawn. And here's the thing. Now, you will have some men who are loyal and who are like, you know what? Maybe I grew up without a father. Now she's pregnant. She has a kid. I'm going to go ahead and stay with them. But they're not fools. They know that you try to trap them. So what's going to happen is now he's in the household. He has sacrificed his life and he's there out of his loyalty and because of his character is so amazing. But guess what? He's always going to look at you with the side eye. And he's always going to hold some type of resentment against you because of what you did, because you used him and you tried to trick him. But he'll stay there, and here's the thing. That affects him. That affects him as a man. Say he wants to, do something with, go be an entrepreneur or, travel for work or whatever. But he's now there in that household with you and he's miserable. So that affects him, that affects the child, and that affects you. That's not fair either. All right. Now, here's another one. Some of these women want to get married. All of a sudden, okay, I'm pregnant. I want to get married. Okay. You already put the cart before the horse. I put the cart before the horse. You know what I'm saying? So now you're pregnant and you want to get married, whether it's for looks or you don't want anybody to judge you or whatever. He doesn't want to marry you. He doesn't have to marry you. Just because you have a kid with somebody does not mean that they have to marry you. So you hold that against him because he doesn't want to wife you. Believe it or not, a lot of you guys are good enough to lay down with, but people don't want to marry you. You can't hold that against them, okay? Here you go again. It's your feelings. You're mad because he doesn't want to wife you. But whatever your character is, he probably picked up on it then. He's still going to lay down with you, okay? But now he's like, no, I'm not going to make you a wife just because I had a kid with you. Introducing the live stream host, everybody comes and just stare at. You guys are funny. All right. Now, we already talked about maybe you having kids with them. You thought that was going to trap them and keep them. We talked about the casual hookups, all that kind of stuff. Now, here's another thing. Oh, also, if he has moved on from you, here we go, and he's with somebody else. That is your own insecurity and, once again, your feelings, okay? So now he's with somebody else, and you're mad because he's not with you. Get over it, okay? Get over it. You have a child. At some point, your love for the child has to rise above your dislike or hate for the other parent, okay? Your love for the child has to come before your feelings. Nobody cares about your feelings. And I'm the type of person that's all about, expressing yourself and healing. But in a situation like this, your feelings do not matter because your feelings are detrimental to everybody involved, okay? You don't count in this. You had a kid, the kid counts. You don't count, especially if you're just being petty and bothered, all right? So we also have, hold on, let me get a drink. I was just looking Me wearing these braids is really showing off this whole face. I gotta get used to this. All right. So now you will also have women who interfere with the relationship that the father has with the children, but they don't want the man, okay? They don't want to be with the man. So you have the ones who are bothered because he didn't wife them, or he chose somebody else, or maybe he just doesn't want to be in a relationship with them, or, you know, you were a casual hookup and you were good enough to lay down with, but they don't want to really, you know, do anything else with you. So anyway, you're just all bothered because you're not with them. But for the ones who do this, but they don't even want to be with the man, let's get to that. So you have a lot of women who are manipulative and they want to be in control of the relationship because they feel that they have more rights as a parent because they carried the child, okay? But guess what? You carried the child. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. And thank you for the support. So really quick, just because you carried the child does not mean you have any more rights than the father, okay? Yes, it's your body and you're sacrificing your body for that. But guess what? If it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for his sperm, let's be real, that child would not be here. So you don't have any more rights than him, okay? So you can't control that. You can't say, oh, well, you're the father and I'm the mother and I carried this child for, 40 weeks or however long, my breasts are sagging, I have the stretch marks, or I had the C-section, or I'm all wide open now because I brought the child in or whatever. So what? It was a team effort. It takes two, all right? Now, another reason women do it, okay, these are the women who don't want to necessarily be with the father. They are in competition, okay? It's a competition. Who can be the best parent? Who is the favorite parent? Who is the most loved parent? So what they do is they limit, okay? They limit how much the father can get the kid or the kids or whatever. They constantly interfere with that relationship because they want to be the number one parent, all right? They want to be the favorite. And it's not always so what happens is some women, of course, will talk down and talk bad about the father. Yo, daddy ain't whatever, all that kind of stuff. But you have some that are real slick. They don't even do that. They don't talk bad about the father. They just get in there and interfere, okay? And that's what they do. They interfere and they keep the father from the children or limit his time. They're very controlling and they try to manipulate how much of a parent, how much of a father he can be because they want to look like super mom, super parent, all right? Another reason. Just purely miserable. Just miserable. Misery loves company. They're miserable. They're unhappy. So what do? They want the people around them to be miserable and unhappy. Okay. So they want the father to be miserable and unhappy. And how do they do that? They interfere with his relationship with the children. So misery loves company. All right. Now here's another one. There's women who have kids with men and they do not like men. And I don't mean that they're necessarily, lesbians or gay or whatever, but they just don't like men. All right. There are a lot of women who do not like men, but they want to use you to have a kid because they're too cheap to go to a sperm bank and their life isn't set up like that. So they're like, oh, I'm just going to have a kid with this person. Okay. And since he's a man, he's no good anyway. He's not going to be there anyway. So he won't care if I keep him from the child. So basically they're using you as a sperm bank, but they're being deceitful about it. So that's another reason why women who might not necessarily want you, but they interfere with the relationship is because they literally just used you for a sperm bank because their bank account wasn't set up to actually go to a sperm bank, which is what they should have done in the first place. Okay. So now it's going to affect you and the child. Somebody said I had to put my life on pause so I could tune into Avery. I'm so hood. It's not a sacrifice if that's what the vessel was intended for. That's true. All right. Okay, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to catch up with these. Yes. Okay. Somebody said, I have heard that parents don't raise children, rather children raise parents. You know what? I feel like, and this is a little off topic, but the first time I found out I was pregnant, it's like I instantly, it was already a child. I instantly was like, oh, get your crap together. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to step your game up because now I'm about to be responsible for someone else. So I do believe that in a sense as well. Okay. So we have all these people. Oh, thank you. Raised my daughter. Okay, let's see this. Let's look at this. Hold on. Raised my daughter most of her life. Thanks for highlighting a heart-wrenching reality fathers and their children go through. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. We're going to show this. Okay. You know what? That is very true. I know some amazing fathers, and I know some amazing mothers as well. You know, I know some amazing mothers who co-parent very well. They're not with the father, and they are a team. I'm in a situation like that. And I know some amazing fathers. And I also know fathers who have custody of their daughters and their sons. All right. So now we also have some other ones. We have the wounded, I'm calling this the wounded woman narrative. All right. So this is a tricky one. Okay. These women may or may not want to be with the father, but what they do, the father does not know that the woman has any disdain or resentment towards them. Okay. Because when they're in the inside, the mother is like, oh yeah, you know, they get along with the father. They seem like they co-parent well. But what she does is she manipulates the whole relationship in the co-parenting relationship, so to speak. Okay. So she paints this wounded woman narrative to the outsiders. All right. So like I said, she is not blatantly arguing back and forth with the father or belittling him. But what happens is, let's give an example. I'm going to use somebody saying a soundbite. I don't even know, JR, I don't even know what that means. Okay, I'm just going to use JR for an example, all right? So say, sorry, JR. Say JR and I have a kid together, okay? So if he's like, hey, we have kids. Hey, do you want me to get the kids this week or, you know, tomorrow? And I'm like, oh, no, don't worry about it. I know you're busy. I got them. I have to take them to basketball and swimming. So you go ahead. You can just get them next weekend. And he's like, oh, okay. And say JR does have stuff to do. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So that's what I do. That's JR thinks that I'm just like, no, don't worry about it. I got it. Okay. I'm being a team player. I am coming off as a team player. Like, no, you go do what you got to do. I got this. I'm free for the evening. I can take them. Now I'm out around all the other moms and dads. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I'm so tired. He never gets them. I have to work. I have to take care of them. I'm doing all of this on my own. JR doesn't know that that is the story I'm painting. So JR comes around, when he does come around, and everybody's like, oh my God, do you see him? He doesn't even help her. Okay. This is that wounded woman narrative. These are women who, for attention or for whatever reason, they want to paint that victim. He left me high and dry. He doesn't help. He doesn't offer any support. I have to do all this alone. And what they will also do, they will constantly add on more activities. Okay. They purposely tire themselves out so they can look like I'm some super mom and I have to do this all by myself and he's not helping, when JR is just sitting up thinking like, okay, cool, I can focus on this. She says that she has them. So if you're in a situation like that, really look, all right? Because if you're like, oh, I can get them, like, oh no, don't worry about it. Hey, they're out here throwing dirt on your name in the streets. They're making people think that you are not active, that you are not involved, and that you are not a good co-parent, all right? And this is very hard to pick up on, but they do it, all right? So pay attention to that for sure. All right, now we also have, hold on, let me get to my notes. All right, then you'll have women who interfere just because they don't like the parenting style, okay? And here's the thing, not everybody has the same parenting style. Why? Because we were all raised differently. Sometimes we come from different cultural backgrounds, so we are going to have differences. Now, here's the thing when it comes, even religious beliefs, okay? Like I have friends who, you know, the father may be Jewish and they're not, they're Catholic or they're Christian or whatever. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, if they want what's best for the child, just like you do, who cares? They don't have to parent the same way. But if you know they want what's best for the child, if you know that they love the child, if you know that the child is safe with them and they care for them and all of that, who cares? Okay. They don't have to follow your rules. Now, here's the thing. When it is when you do communicate and you're not bothered, then of course I understand. Like, for example, my daughter, Gabby, I picked her up the other day. You know, if I pick her up sometimes, like if she's with her dad, he may say, hey, when she was with me, she got in trouble. She can't get on her iPad, right? that's fine. So when she comes, so she's with me, she can't get on her iPad. I'm not going to go behind his back and be like, girl, screw what your daddy said, go and get on that iPad. All right. So his parenting may be different. Maybe he took her iPad because he gave her one more, gave her one chance to correct herself. Maybe I let her have it for a couple chances or whatever, but he's doing what's best for her in that moment. She got in trouble, so I am supposed to support that. All right. You might not like their parenting style. But like I said, if they want what's best for the child, it does not matter, all right? The bedtimes might not be the same, or they might not believe in punishment or timeouts. They may believe in sitting down and talking with the child, okay? Or the kids, or no matter how old they are, and talking things through and all of that. Whatever it is, let them do that. Let them be great. Let them be the parent. But you trying to control that and do whatever you do in your household in your way, and you want to force it on them, you cannot do that as long as the child is in good hands, okay? And they want what's best for them just like you do. Leave them alone, all right? Now, there are some other women that I'm going to bring up that also interfere really quick because it's not always the child's mother, all right, fellas? So I want to let you guys in on this. You may have a girlfriend, all right? A boo, or a new wife or whatever who will interfere with your relationship with their children, okay? So what she will do is, and it's because, she's jealous, she's insecure, and she is selfish as well, just like, if it's a mom that does it. So what she will do is she will guilt trip you, all right? If you want to be with the kids, or if you want to get them extra, or if the mom is like, hey, I keep using JR. Hey, JR, can you get the kids or whatever? And JR's new girlfriend is like, oh my gosh, so you're running over. You must want to be back with her. You don't love me and all that kind of stuff. So now here JR he's torn, okay? He's torn between somebody that may be making him happy, even though now there's true colors and there's selfish and insecurities and jealousy is coming out. And then he's torn between, so say this isn't his time to get them. The mom needs help. So if he runs over or helps them, then it's like, okay, I don't care about you. So certain women will guilt trip you into thinking like, oh, you want to be back at home. You should have just stayed there. Or you really want to be with her and you don't want to be with me. No, if a woman gets with you and she knows you have kids and she does not support that relationship, get rid of her, okay? Because that is a whole red flag. She is trifling. Get rid of her. Because if she really loves you, she will love everything that comes with you. She may not understand it right away. It's the same thing when women, like I have dated somebody previously that didn't have kids, okay? So it's the same thing. When women date men who may not understand, but if they really care for you, they will grow to understand. So the other woman, the woman that interferes with the relationship may be the girlfriend, okay? It may not always be the mother, or it could be both. And then you're just like, doomed. You need to get rid you can't get rid of the kid's mom, but you got to get rid of that other one, all right? Anyway, like I said, there are many reasons, and we're about to get to like the meat and potatoes. There are many reasons why women interfere with the relationship that their father has with their children, okay? Whatever it is, they don't matter because it's their feelings and they're wrong. Like I said, your feelings do not count in this situation when it is a good parent, all right? They do not count. And I'm going to go ahead and point out some of those character traits or whatever you want to call it of a woman. If you are a woman that does this, to me, you are not a good woman. You cannot be walking around like, oh, I'm such a good mama. I'm such a good woman. Because guess what? You are doing something that is a form of abuse. It is a form of abuse. Abuse just isn't physical, okay? There is emotional abuse. There's mental abuse because everything that you're doing is going to hurt your child, okay? It is not for their good. So if it's abuse, plain and simple, all right? So you're not a good mom. And you're not a good woman, so stop tooting your horn. But what you are a liar. You are a manipulator. You are vindictive. You are abusive. You are mean and bitter. You're petty. You're inconsiderate. And you're toxic. I know we use that word a lot, but you are, okay? You are toxic because you are putting your feelings above the feelings and the needs of the child and the other parent, all right? Now, and also here's another one. Ladies, okay? Sometimes it's not that you have kids and that's not why you can't get a man. There are a lot of men, trust me, there are a lot of men who date women who have kids because to them, it shows, depending on what type of mother she is, it shows that she's nurturing, that she's supportive, that she's empathetic, and that she's loving. And especially if it's a man who wants that and he doesn't want anything else from you but all of those qualities, he is sometimes drawn to women who has kids. But you will not get a good man if you are purposely keeping the father from your children, okay? Because men pick up on that. They watch how you treat the father of your children. And guess what? They will still sleep with you, okay? They may take you on a trip. You may go out to eat. They will do all of that. But you will never get a ring. You will never be their main, their bottom. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, that's not old. That bottom be. That's inappropriate. You will never be any of those things because he's like, wait a minute. If she's treating him like this, she's disrespectful. Is she going to do me like that? What if he wants to have kids with you? He doesn't want to have kids with you now because he doesn't want to be your next victim, all right? So men pick up on that. And like I said, they will still do all that kind of stuff with you, but they're not going to be serious with you. They're not going to commit to you. So stop running around saying like, oh, I can't find a man because I have kids. No, you probably can't find a man because you're petty and you're bothered and you don't treat the father of your children with respect when he really is a good guy, okay? So, and if guys see that, they're like, wait a minute, she's not going to destroy, I'm not going to get with this woman first, and you have kids, and you're trying to destroy me at the same time, like you're trying to destroy him. No. And it's also a sign that you are not ready to move on, okay? So why are they going to invest their time in you and try to build a healthy relationship with you when you are still tied to that parent, okay? Because if you go out of your way to make that other parent miserable and to interfere with their relationship, that is showing that you are not ready to be in a relationship. You have not healed. You are still attached and you have an unhealthy attachment, all right? Trust me. I get along with the father of my children, all right? Now, hold up. We have had a lot of differences, all right? A lot. And there are probably a lot of reasons why we could easily not co-parent. But when I tell you we have some of the best co-parenting relationships over here on this side, like the best. You know why? Because at the end of the day, it's about the kids. Who cares? Who cares how I feel? Who cares how they feel? It makes it easier for us. So like if they have to go out and, work and do all this kind of stuff, if they know like, hey, their mom got them, she's holding it down, then they can go out and do what they have to do, which it makes them a better man and a better father and vice versa. So like if I'm doing this stuff, and if they're in town, it's like, hey, can you get the kids? I have to do a stream. Yeah, I got them. Okay. Then it helps the kids, like my kids can look up and see both of their parents on the sideline at a sporting event. And they're like, okay, cool. Now they understand that, no, we're not getting back together, but they're like, those are my parents. They're both here. They love me. No matter what they may have had going on, they are a team. And that's what it's about. We are a team. Okay. So yeah, you do not have to be best friends. You do not have to, it doesn't mean that you still want to be with them or that you're in love with them. It's just like recognizing the fact like, hey, we did this together. It took two, and it's going to take two to raise a healthy child. And when I say healthy mentally, spiritually, physically, and all of that kind of stuff. Okay. You owe it to them to make that. And it's not even sacrifice, but it is. You owe it to them to put your feelings aside and do what you have to do to raise that child. All right. And you owe it to yourselves because it doesn't just benefit the child. It benefits you as a parent. And I will get to that. All right. So really quick, I'm going to read this. So you are creating a bigger problem by keeping the kids away from a stable and loving parent. You are creating a way bigger problem, all right, than you need to, all right? And the effects, okay? Oh, and the damage that's done, you have a lot of damaged adults who grew up in situations like that. And I had somebody who messaged me. They were like, to this day, I still have resentment for, my grandmother doing this or whatever. She was like, I understand why my mom and grandmother did it, but I still have resentment. So now you are raising, you have damaged kids who are damaged and you have damaged adults. All right. And yes, I'm not going to say this. We all grew up in different situations. And sometimes we do completely go the opposite way. We make sure that we're a super parent and all of that. But what happens is, so say a kid grew up in a situation like this, then they end up with a woman who they may not want to be with, but they just stay with her just because they don't want to miss out on their child and they want to be able to stay in the household. So, but they're still miserable. That's not fair either, okay? We all deserve to be loved and to be happy and to be able to live and thrive. So that's not, that's not right. And then you have some who end up being the same, being the same way, all right? So the effects that it has on the child: unhappiness, low self-esteem, behavior problems, academic performance. And this isn't always, but these are some of the effects, okay? Also, the kids will feel guilty. A lot of kids feel like it's me, okay? Maybe it's me. Maybe he doesn't want to be a father because it's something that I did. He doesn't love me, okay? So for a kid to carry that guilt on them, that's not fair at all. And like I said, you will have kids and you will have adults who still feel that way, okay? Maybe they never got in contact with the father, because a lot of fathers have to go through so many, when it's the good fathers, they have to go through so many hoops with these women that sometimes they're like, forget it. You have done everything in your power to keep me from this child. So they're just like, forget it. And they go on with their life. Okay. They don't write the child off because of that, but it's like, not because they don't love them, but because they're making it so hard and they're making it impossible. Okay. And it's hard. It's like taking a toll on their mental health as well. Or sometimes even their jobs. If they have to take off work to go get the kids, they go to get them, but then the mom doesn't show up. Like, that's not right either. So it's so much damage there. Okay, somebody said she's actually giving advice on reality, separate and divorced, but co-parenting, she's speaking from what she's learned from her mistakes. We need more of this. Right. And you know what? And that's the thing. Not even people who this is for people who have been married, divorced, or who just have kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just somehow through life, you got up with somebody, you might not be married, you may not have ever been in a relationship, but you have kids with them. But now, for whatever feelings you have for, your anger, your resentment, your pettiness, or your disdain for men or whatever, you're interfering with the relationship that they can have with the children because you're selfish. I mean, like, that's what it is at the end of the day. You're selfish. You're selfish and you're trifling. Okay? Period, point blank. I don't want to hear nothing else. Like, I had all these comments from women like, oh my God, men do it too. Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, it's the woman, okay? You're wrong. You got a good man. He might not want to be with you, and that's fine. You got a good man who can help you raise these children and who can be a support system for you as well, and you keep him from them? You are trifling. You are absolutely wrong. I don't care, okay? I don't care. That's what it is. Get mad at me. Cry me a river. Who cares? You're wrong for that, all right? So, like I said, you will have kids who blame themselves. And then here's the thing. I was talking to someone when we were talking about this topic, and he was like, you actually also see kids who are like, they see their father, okay? So now their father may have other kids, and they see what an amazing parent he is with them, but he's not that same parent with them. And they're like, wait a minute, does he love those kids more? No. It's just that woman on that side is allowing him to be a father. Your trifling mama is not allowing him to be a father. So that's why you feel like he doesn't love you and doesn't want a relationship with you, is because he cannot have one because she is interfering, okay? She's interfering. Your father's not the problem. She is, all right? Your mama needs to get out of her feelings. She needs to get some help. She needs to seek some counsel. And also there's something called parental alienation, also when the woman's family, okay? So whether it's her parents or her sisters and brothers, the people around her also, like, they push this, okay? They know that father is good, but they let her run with this, okay? And they support it. They are like, they also aren't the type of people that are like, hey, if you don't want to be around him, let us take him to see the kids. Let us do the exchange or anything like that. They're adding fuel to the fire. They are just as wrong, okay? So you have that as well. Oh, here's another thing. Okay, so it also causes, when you keep kids from their father, it also causes other social disadvantages. All right, I'm gonna read this really quick. Keeping a man away from his children and vice versa not only causes damage on a micro level, but it also transcends to a societal level and creates issues from poverty to crime that everyone is left to deal with. Okay, so you guys, this has damaging effects. All right, this has lifelong effects on the child, on you all, on society when you do this, simply because you cannot heal and you cannot get over yourself, okay? I'm sorry, just because you're a mother, just because you brought a child into this world does not give you the power to do this, okay? You are not God. You cannot sit high and look low, all right? You are not. You didn't do this by yourself. That father is equal. He has rights, okay? And not every father is going to take the mom to court and all that kind of stuff. And of course, there are things, like I said, there are definitely things you can do legally if this happens. And I'm going to talk to you guys, not like that. I'm not I am not an attorney, but a lot of men feel like just because the way the court system is set up, like, oh, they're going to side with the mother. I am here to tell you, fathers, if you are a good father, one thing the courts hate is for a woman to come in there and paint a man as a bad father and try to take that victim role when he is not, because they feel like you are wasting their time, because they have enough cases like that. So when they really do have a case where it's a good father and the woman is being petty in her feelings, they will come down on her. Not like, a lot of times they will come down on her and to make her an example, because they're like, wait a minute, there are a lot of men who are not active and who are not involved, but you have one, but because you're hurt because he doesn't want to be with you, you're interfering. Baby, they do not play that. And if you're paying child support or anything, it'll probably affect what you pay, because they will make an example out of her. Because that's the thing. At the end of the day, they're like, wait a minute, it's all about the kids. What is best for the kids? They're like, you're trying to you're interfering, okay? You're manipulating this. And there's something that they call it, hold on. Oh, malicious parent syndrome, okay? You will also hear it as malicious mother syndrome, but it's when you try to go in there and you paint that picture and you try to tear up that relationship and you lie on them, and so you talk bad to the kids about them or anything like that. It is something that is very real, and it's solely because you don't want the father to be involved, because you're in your feelings. The whole topic tonight is you are in your feelings and you're selfish. And what did I say? You're trifling, okay? Because you have a parent who wants to be involved. And I had some women that were like, they're making it hard on us. They're like, we want to have fathers that are involved. You know what I'm saying? We would love to have fathers. So when you have women that are doing this, it looks bad on all of us. And it really does. Okay. Whether you want to call it baby mamas or whatever. And it's not just Black women. It's just women in general. Okay. There are white women that do it. There are Asian women that do it. There are Hispanic women that do it. All right. If it's a woman who's in her feelings, if it's a woman that is broken, if it's a woman that's bitter, if it's a woman who does not like men and she couldn't afford to go to a sperm bank, so she deceitfully used you to have a child, but because of her stereotypical view of men, you're not going to be active, you're not going to be present anyway, so she thinks you won't care, but you actually do, okay? Because you're a human being, you bleed red, you actually do have a child and you want to be a part of their life, but she doesn't want you to. Trifling. All right, let me go to these comments really quick, all right? We're going to take a break, not a break, but yes, there is judicial gender bias. There is definitely for sure, because that's what I said. Some people just assume, and just because the way the courts are, oh, it's the mother, okay, it's the woman. She can be more nurturing. She can be more caring. So she's going to be the primary parent. But I'm telling you, without giving people's business, I have seen firsthand when the father is a good parent, okay, and he does want to be there. I think a lot of the courts now are also upset. They're over that, okay? They're over that victim thing, and they're like, wait a minute. He wants to be a good parent, and you're stopping him, so we're going to flip it. We're going to give you we're going to not hold you in contempt, but we're going to let the law come down on you and let these rules and this judgment come down on you, because you were trying to have another fatherless child, enter into this society, in this world, or whatever, okay? But yes, judicial bias is real. And it's terrible because there are a lot of like trifling women. And like I said, yes, there are men who are in their feelings. There are men who prevent the mother from being the mother, the type of woman, the type of mother she can be, but not as much as women. And that's why I'm focusing on the women. And once again, I am a woman, so I cannot necessarily speak for men. I am speaking for women. I know a ton of women that do this, okay? A ton. And it's unhealthy. And it's like a norm, but it's not okay. We have to stop normalizing this toxic, detrimental behavior just because it's women. Like, oh, well, she was probably hurt before, or she's just upset. No, it's not okay. Okay, be upset. Get over it. Heal. Okay, we've all had our feelings hurt or hearts broken or whatever. You can't control everything. You can't manipulate everything. All right, it's going to come back on you. I have said it once before. I'm gonna say it again. Karma is very, very real. And another thing that happens is the child can have resentment. Okay, not only towards the father, like, oh, he didn't want to be with me, he didn't want to be my father, he didn't want a relationship. But if that child further on down the line finds out that father really did want to have a relationship with them, and it was only because of you, they will hold resentment towards you, okay? And it will break your heart, and you will not be able to come back from it. They will not want to have anything to do with you at all because of what you did, and they will not be able to forgive you, okay? The host seems to have, let me see. The host seems to have it all figured out, but I guarantee you a man who's taking care of her before. Okay, driver, so you have to figure that out because I don't know what you're trying to say. No, I haven't figured out because guess what? I have so here's the thing. I have an amazing, amazing father. He's one of my best friends. Him and my mom did not work out, but she never interfered with him being able to be a father, okay? She even said he might not did right by me, but he is an amazing father. And guess what? My father had an amazing father. And guess what? My kids have amazing fathers. Like you can't, you have to get over yourself. And I like having that support. I'm telling you, it's not just for the child, but it's for the other parents. And then I also like them being able to have a relationship with their extended family on both sides, because it does take a village, okay? There's sometimes that their dad's busy, but I can call their other grandmother. I can call on one of their aunts or something like that, okay? It takes a village, and you want them to have those relationships, all right? The family unit is already so broken down that this is not about having two parents in the household at all, okay? Because you can have two miserable parents in the same household. This is just about the fact that if you have a child with somebody and you guys are not together, okay? For whatever reason, maybe you're just not together. If that parent is a good parent, you let them be a good parent, okay? Sit your feelings aside, get over yourself, let them be a good parent. That's what this is about. I had a replacement man. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Replacement man before I left my husband. So here's the thing, okay? And I really don't want to entertain you, but I'm going to. It's not about having a replacement man. Actually, when I left my husband, it was more about me getting myself together, okay? Making sure that I was a whole woman, not for a man, but for myself, for my children, okay? Because if I'm not a whole woman, if I'm broken, it interferes with the type of mom that I can be. And also, I wasn't created to be broken. Women were not created to remain broken. We have to heal. We have to hold ourselves accountable. All right. I was getting a time check. All right. So next up, when it comes to what can you do with this? Okay. The only way parents can really work together, before any parents can work together, each parent has to be healed. Each parent has to be whole. Because when the parent is happy individually, okay, when they're good individually, it makes the co-parenting relationship better, okay? And that's a whole nother topic. We're not going to talk about all of co-parenting because you can't get to co-parenting until people get over their feelings, okay? So if you're still in your feelings, you need to heal. You need to get counseling. You need to do whatever you need to do because the effects are damaging to the child and to you. And then also I wanted to say that, and then we're going to get to these comments, there are benefits, like I said, there are benefits to having a healthy relationship and letting the other parent be involved, especially for the parent. Like I said, it gives you a break. Like, honestly, it's not healthy to be around your kids 24/7. Who wants to be with their kids 24/7? You need a break. They need a break from you, and you need a break from them. Then it also offers emotional support, okay? Like I said, there are going to be times when you're raising kids that it gets messy and you're like, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? You need that other parent that you can go to and be like, hey, and they're like, okay, I got this. Or when it comes to, like I said, punishment or whatever, discipline. There are times I have to pick up the phone. I'm like, look, they're not listening. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're used to being around me, if he's gone training or whatever, I'm like, hey, I need you to talk to them. And he's like, all right, I got it. Okay. So, all of that helps. And then of course, when it comes to the kids, they can see, they're more emotionally and mentally well balanced because they see that their parents are working together. And it shows them that people may disagree, they may not work it out, but they can come together as a team for a greater good. All right. Somebody's saying, okay, you guys are having conversations. All right. What else? Okay, so here we're gonna get to this. The benefits of healthy co-parenting for children. The kids have an increased sense of security and self-worth. Okay, it does. It helps the child's self-esteem. And I'm gonna give you guys an example. So, like I talked about being at a sporting event with the kids, and they see both parents on the sideline. All right, so my son at soccer, when his dad's in town, he's able to be there. When he looks over and sees both of us on the sideline, you can just it's like he looks and he has that twinkle in his eye and he like goes extra hard. He's like, yes, both my parents are here. And he loves that. Kids feed off of that. Okay. They do. It doesn't matter how young or how old, they like to see that their parents can work together. They don't want to come home to some mess. They don't want to feel like if they're going to the other parent's house that, they're breaking their mom's heart or vice versa. And here's another thing, you guys. So another reason some women keep the kids from the father is because they have like this codependent relationship. And what they will do is whenever it's time for the kids to go with their father, they act like somebody has died. Okay. Like they literally act like somebody has died. And they're like, oh my God, I'm going to miss you so much. Why are you leaving? And so they lay this guilt trip. Why are you leaving me? How could you leave me? Are you sure you don't want to stay with me? When are you coming back? Girl, if you don't stop that, look, when they're like, hey, I'm getting them kids, YOLO, like, goodbye. Half the time, I don't even talk to them. It's not because I'm not a good mom, but it's like, this is your time with your father. Like, I just saw you and you're right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, goodbye. Or if he's like, hey, I'm going to take them on a trip for spring break. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like, oh my God, how could you leave me? Why are you leaving me? You know what I'm saying? The kids are not leaving you. That is their parents. Stop putting that on them. And also, they're not your man. Okay. Your kids are not there to fill a void because you're missing companionship or because, you're missing out on that love from a man. Your kids are not there to do that. They are kids. Let them go. Stop laying a guilt trip. Stop acting like having a whole funeral service when they're ready to go with their dad, because then guess what? Then they're going to be with their dad. And when they're with their dad, they're gonna be sad. Their mood's going to be down. Then the dad's like, what's wrong? And it's like, oh, I had to leave my mom. So now every time they have a chance to go with their father, they're going to say that they don't want to go. You know why? Not because they don't love their father, but because of all the antics that you go through before they go with their dad, okay? And it bothers them, and they don't want to hear that. They don't want to feel bad. They feel torn, okay? You're making them seem like they are leaving you, like they are deserting you to go be with their father. That is not right either. You have got to stop it. For whatever reason you're like that, whether it's childhood trauma, whether it's the personal feelings like I've spoke on, whether it's because you just feel like you're a better parent, or you want to be super mom, or you want to have this wounded woman narrative and make it seem like you have to do it on your own when in all actuality you don't, but you want to paint the picture like, he just left you high and dry and it's only you and you're the only one that's there to take care of the kids and run around and do all this stuff. It's not good. Everything you're doing will lead to a negative result, okay? If you don't see it right now, it will happen in the future, all right? What is this? Oh, you'd be a fool to take advice from a Black woman. So then why are you on here? But you know what? Thank you. Because even Jesus had Judas, and he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. But here's the thing. Divorce doesn't mean anything bad. A lot of people are married and they need to be divorced, okay? Because they're both miserable and they're both broken. I honestly believe in people doing what they need to do so they can be whole people and they can be healthy. There is no point in staying in a marriage if it's not good, okay? If it's hurting both people, there is no point in doing that. If both people cannot thrive fully, then it's like, you know what? It's run its course. I don't regret it. It's a part of the plan. But hey, we are better apart. Just like when kids are growing, and this is how I explain it to my kids. When kids are growing up, I told them, like, hey, sometimes when you're in school, you can't sit with your friends, okay? Because you talk, you don't get your work done. So sometimes the teacher has to separate certain people. Some people work better apart, and that's just what it is. But I'm not going to feed into that nonsense anymore. But thank you for your comments and your criticism. I appreciate you, because we all need people to go against us, and it's still support. So thank you very much. Let me see. Replacement man. Let's see. Go ahead, sister. All right. So I want to hear from you guys. Have any of you all been, and we're going to keep talking about this, but have any of you guys been in relationships or from a relationship, or know anybody who is in a situation like this? Do you guys know women like this? Were you raised in a situation like this? Okay. And if you were, let me know if it affected you, or, you know, your thoughts on it as well. And like I am going to say, yes, it does go both ways, but with the world, you know, with the world that we live in, most of the single parent households, the mom is the primary caregiver. Okay. And it's not all because, like I said, all the dads are deadbeat or whatever. That is a myth. That is a stereotype. I actually know more excellent fathers, more good fathers and supportive fathers than I do bad fathers. Okay. But the ones that cannot be the father that they want to be, it's because the mother is interfering with that, and she is controlling that whole narrative and keeping them from the child. All right, let me scroll down, you guys. Hold on. Let me see. There's a group of guys who are too bitter that they are going to cause more damage than help if you let them stay. Somebody said that these guys are ignorant. Let me see. Yeah. Oh my God. You guys are like in here, like having full-fledged arguments. All right. So at the end of the day, you're supposed to work together as a team. All right. It's beneficial to the father, to the mother, to the kids, to their future, to the people that they are going to have relationships with, possibly, and all of that, like their schoolwork, their mental health, their physical health. So you will also have kids, if they're in situations like this and they feel torn, it affects their eating and their sleeping. Okay. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of kids, they won't want to eat. They won't sleep. Or if they have to go with the other parent, they feel like you're forcing them. So when they're there, they're literally making themselves like sick to their stomach. All right. I'm gonna let you guys keep arguing. Let me see. Just know, wait, sorry. Okay, Edward, I'm trying to read yours. These are coming through fast. Just know most men appreciate your candid approach. There's always a few idiots. That's social media, the gift and the curse. Oh, for sure. Not bothered by it at all. Okay, so Jasmine, the reason why I left my child's father was because he had bipolar and wouldn't get help. Oh, yeah, for sure. So here's the thing. You can't help somebody who doesn't want to get help. And you know what, Jasmine? That is a serious condition, and people that suffer from it, it's sad because it affects a lot of people. So yes, if you're in a situation where it's something like that, you do have to do what's best for the child and best for yourself. Okay. But like I said, these are for the good parents. All right. These are for the parents who want to work with you. These are for the parents who want to help you, not just financially. These are the parents that want to be there and offer the emotional support and the mental support and give them love and affection and all of that. These are those parents, okay? If you are keeping your child from another great parent, you are dead wrong. I don't care. Dead wrong. There's no reason for it. I don't care if they didn't want to be with you. I don't care if they didn't do right by you. Just because they didn't do right by you does not mean that they are a bad parent or that you should punish them. You cannot use your child as a weapon against the other parent, all right? You cannot do it at all. Really quick, I'm going to play this little thing. Okay. You guys know I might have to pause it. Anyone can have, hold on. Denying a child access to a fit, loving, capable, stable, secure parent that the child loves is abusive, immoral, and hurtful. It definitely is. And hold on, I got to figure out. Oh, let me exit full screen because I can't see you all's chat. All right. We're going to keep playing this. I'll probably pause it just so you guys can look. Oh, here's a good one. And I can't even see it. You know, I got to make it bigger. My eyes are bad. Hold on. I'm not going to be able to see your chat. So remember I talked about parental alienation. I don't know if you guys were around for that one, but that is when you alienate the other parent, okay? You come up with lies and all kind of stuff. And also people around you in your circle will also feed this, okay? They will allow you to alienate the other parent. So stop the lies, stop the hate, stop the anger, stop being selfish, stop being vindictive, stop being manipulating, stop causing emotional damage, stop the alienation, all right? Just stop it. I'm just going to keep rolling. Oh, wait. Oh, this is not funny. I'm just laughing because that baby's face. So you're telling me my dad does want to see me and spend time with me? And the only person stopping it, hold on, I can't see it, from happening is because of you, Mom. I know you guys can read this. All right. I'm getting my countdown. All right. So we have that. And you guys, these are just a few things. But like I said, it's very real. This is one that said, children are not possessions. You don't allow the father or mother extra time. When you say things like that, you are implying that your children as things are as things, not humans. Why can I not read? Okay, hold on. Children are not possessions. You don't allow the father and mother extra time. When you say things like that, you imply that you think of your children as things, not humans. Okay. They are not things. They are not possessions. They are not weapons. You cannot do that. That other parent has just as much right to them as you do, even though, yes, you carried them in your belly, but you didn't get them in your belly on your own. All right? It took two. And what's next? Okay. Hold on. Oh, you guys, hold on. Okay, look. All right, so this is a comment that somebody sent in my DM. Oh, wait, what happened? I can't even go back. Hold on, guys. Let's see if it'll do it. You guys know I'm over here having technical difficulties. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, anyway. So this is a woman, and you guys can read it. I have this up on my Instagram and social media. And she had a few typos, but don't worry about it. You'll get the point. But she was basically saying that for women who are taking this the wrong way, it's not for those. This is for women who have good fathers, okay? And what you're doing is causing more damage. There was also a girl who said that her father was an all right father. He did have some drug abuse and some alcohol issues. She was like, but still, her grandmother kept her from him and talked bad about him. And she said, and to this day, she still has resentment. She said that still affects her. Okay. She was like, you have to speak on this. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. It causes more damage. All right. It's hard. There's nothing good that can come from it at all. And there is no need for it. All right. So this is a time before I close that if you are being petty and you are doing this to the father of your children, you're wrong. Do not walk around and call yourself a good mother. Okay. Or a good woman. You're not, because those are character traits. You're lying, you're deceitful, you're manipulative, you're bitter, and all of that. You are choosing that, okay? But you can fix it. Go ahead and right your wrongs. And it may take time, but right your wrongs. Surrender, okay? Surrender. If whatever happened between you guys happened, but you have to surrender to that. And this is when the love for your child is more important than your own feelings, okay? That's what's important. The love for your child is more important than the hate or the dislike that you have for the father or the ex or whatever, okay? So lay that aside. Get the help that you need to. Look in the mirror. Put in the work. Ask for forgiveness. Heal and deal so you can try to salvage that relationship for your child, okay? It is easier to work together. We win together or we lose apart. Same team. I'm going to go to the comments really quick before we get off of here. And I will have some more stuff coming up throughout the week when it comes to this topic. All right. Yes. So wait. Edward said, also remember you chose the father of your children. So if a man is a bad dad, that also is the mother's fault. A lot of what we deal with in the community can be fixed by choosing fathers over sexual. Hold on. I can't see the rest. Yes. So that's true. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you don't know. Say the person has never been a father or a mother before, you don't know. But yes, like you played a part in it. Like you definitely did. So you can't hold that against them. All right. You have to do your part. Same team effort. Your partners, and some people are like, oh, well, I don't like him. You don't have to like them. He probably doesn't like you. You don't have to like each other, okay? But you have to have a mutual respect for each other because you have a child together, all right? You need to have some form of love. That doesn't mean romantic love, but agape. Like, hey, you know what? Because you are the father of my children, I want what's best for you. I want you in a good place so you can be good to them. And because it helps me and vice versa. As a father, you should have some form of agape for the mother of your children. You know what? Simply because you are the mother of my children, I appreciate you. I want what's best for you as a woman so you can be a good mother to my child, okay? Team effort, stronger together. It took two to make them. It's going to take two to, if you want to raise them the right way, work on it, okay? Get together, set your feelings to the side or whatever. Heal, like I said, heal and deal so you guys can raise these kids together. All right, guys. So I am about to get off here, but I'm going to read some of you guys' comments. So they will say something very nice, open to get a reaction of men, and a man will use that to generalize on women. Hold on. Oh, these comments are coming through so fast. Oh, you guys are having conversations with each other. Okay, I'm going to let you guys keep having those conversations. Okay, hold on. All right, so that's it. So you can go ahead. Don't start going out telling women and be like, Avery on same team said, because you're petty and you're bothering your hurt that you trifling, you no good. All right. I mean, you can say that. That's fine too. But it is. You cannot toot your horn and call yourself a good woman if you are being manipulative, if you are using your child as a weapon to get back at the other parent. And if you're putting your own your own feelings and needs above the love and what's best for the child. Okay. So yeah. You are trifling if you do that. You are in the wrong if you do that. That is a form of abuse if you do that. But guess what? You can fix it, all right? Like I said, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some forgiveness or whatever. But that's what it takes. Who cares? Like let go of your ego. Let go of your pride. Set that aside and do what is best for that child. And ultimately, best for you because it will help you out as well. Okay, this guy right here, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Is it D.A. Swoovius? Whatever it is, I appreciate you. I see your comments sometimes. This is why vetting is critical. As men, we have forgotten how to treat our women as the delicate flowers they are, not delicate as weak or brittle, but rather precious and invaluable. But your sisters have to allow us to do so. Yes, and it all comes down to we have to get to a place where we can allow you to do that. When it comes to me and my relationships now, like I had to get to a place where I could allow a man to love me and appreciate me and all of that. Okay. But it was on me. Okay. It had nothing to do with him. He is a good man, but I had work to do. Okay. I had to like I said, I had to allow him to do that. As a parent, you have to allow that father to be a good parent. If it's the father that's doing this, you have to allow that woman to be a good mother. Somebody said, no hating women in here talking about Avery. Same team in here. Well, thank you. But when they see this and when I clip it up this week, they're going to be like, oh, there she goes. Pick me. That's fine because you can't get picked because you're bitter and you're hateful and you're mean and you're vindictive. So that's fine. Maybe you should take a note and work on yourself and maybe you will get picked. All right, guys. I appreciate the support. Follow me on social media if you do not already. If you are new to me, to same team, to this, we are still growing. I am still working things out. So just thank you for the support. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You guys know I'm not good with these outros. Subscribe, watch, like. We have Cash App, we have PayPal, we have all of that. Hit me up. I do try to read a lot of you all's comments. Oh, this week, the next topic is blue collar men are essential, okay? And I actually want to bring some of my blue collar guys onto the live stream. If you cannot join the live stream next week, maybe we can set up a time and we can do a pre-recorded video. So if you were interested in that, go ahead and email info@averywoodley.com. And I would love to hear your perspective on that. Even if you're a blue collar man and you don't feel disrespected and you have, a different point of view on that, I want to hear from you. Okay. So go ahead and email me at info@averywoodley.com so we can chat and set up a time to interview, or if you can join the live stream. I'm only going to select a couple of guys just to save time, but I would love to hear from you guys. Go ahead and pass this message along. As far as this video, and bitter, broken women who are petty and in their feelings, and they are preventing their father from being the type of father that he can be, and it's harming the child and their relationship. Go ahead and talk about them, because they need to be talked about, because somebody has to uncover this, because it's not right. Just because you're a mother does not mean you can interfere with the relationship the father wants to have with the child. Especially, we're talking about when he's a good father. Let that man be great. Get over yourself. All right. All right. Guys, kisses, kisses, kisses. I am signing off. Yes, and I will talk to you guys soon. Same team. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me end it.